Countries are joining forces to ensure a true transfer of technology.
Welcome back, guys. Thank you so much for passing by to click on this. Welcome back, guys. Burkina Faso signed a mega nuclear deal. I mean, the biggest nuclear deal with Russia. Take a look.
Countries are joining forces to ensure a true transfer of technology, enabling them to address several fields at once. It's not only about the energy sector, but also other areas that will be involved, notably the health sector through nuclear medicine. Essentially, for the energy aspect, it will be about exploring the possibility of implementing a nuclear power plant in Burkina Faso.
Let's give it out to Captain Ibrahim Traore for changing the narrative of Africa and Burkina Faso. Let's give a big shout out to Burkina Faso president. So guys, this was actually a big win for Burkina Faso, the bigger deal so far that they signed with Russia. Burkina Faso is officially signed no administrative documents of a historically intergovernmental nuclear deal with Russia, taking a significant forward in its quest to nuclear energy. So guys, this is telling us very soon or sooner, a country that was stuck, the poorest country, the epitome of terrorists, will be the one to be supplying light to others African countries. Why did I say so? Burkina Faso will be having 24 hours electricity. So guys, you know what is really going on in Africa. That Africa, so guys, you should understand in different parts of African country do not have consistent electricity. A lot of the citizens are sleeping in the dark. A lot of them too never have light. But come to talk about Africa is the one giving out his raw material to other countries which have consistent electricity. But come to see today, Captain Abraham Traore, who came into power 2002 September, has changed the narrative of Africa, let me say Africa, and the narrative of Burkina Faso. You know, Burkina Faso was tagged the poorest country, a country which nothing good will comes out. But look at just for 2 years plus, under the leadership of Captain Abraham Traore, you have seen the amazing transformation. A leader that came into power in September 2022. I just want you to calculate that by yourself. In just a twinkle of an eye, he is bringing 24 hours electricity, which a lot of African leaders, the ECOWAS leaders that has been leading for years, have never think of doing this to their country. Some of them has ruled for 40 years. Some of them has ruled for 30 years. Go back and check. But a man that came into power just September 2022 and take a look what he's doing. That means in very soon Burkina Faso will be supplying electricity to some of African countries because a lot of these ECOWAS leaders never care about their own citizens. If you see, they themselves have consistent electricity using Lister generator to supply them light because they have the money to fuel and to buy diesel. But when it comes to their citizens, they do not have light. Come to take a look that African is also the country that supply other countries, the Western country, the raw material they use to produce electricity, uranium. But when it comes to Africa, a lot of the citizens sleep in the dark, not just because they do not want, just because we have a, a leaders who does not care about the welfare of the citizen, only think about themselves. But look at a leader that came into power. He never think to buy luxury cars, to build mansions and buy private jet and go with bulletproof cars. But all this man, Captain Abraham Traore, is doing is thinking about the good welfare of the citizen, how he could change the narrative of Burkina Faso and put Burkina Faso in the global map, which he has. Okay, guys, let me continue. Burkina Faso finalized a significant intergovernmental nuclear agreement with Russia. The deal involved collaboration with Russian Rosatom to develop a nuclear infrastructure for peaceful purpose. Guys, mark that word, for peaceful purpose. Burkina Faso spell it out for peaceful purpose so that some people who will not think otherwise. They state it out. This is for peaceful purpose. Guys. All right, guys, please listen very carefully. I will spell out their mutual agreement, the area of their responsibility, and the area Burkina Faso will benefit, and what is required from Russia. Okay, let me continue. Russia is going to provide equipment, engineers, and the funding of the nuclear plant. Russia will be the one controlling the company in the next 20 years before Burkina Faso take over. Russians secured construction contract, bringing the contractor bringing in engineering and procure management and construction. Russian, they will bring fuel supply, bring uranium, and back the possible provide scholarship, staff training, development, manual, and also sponsorship for Burkina Faso, providing the operation support, maintenance, long-term we will do by Russian. So guys, you hear the responsibility of Russian. Okay, let me read out the benefit which Burkina Faso is going to benefit. Burkina Faso will have electricity guarantee revenue after servicing loan from Russian Rosatom. Burkina Faso secured construction contract that engineer the procurement and many more. Burkina Faso again geopolitical influence in West Africa and future maintenance and construction onward. So guys, these are a lot that Burkina Faso is going to benefit through this nuclear plan. Okay, guys, let me actually explain something for you guys so that you will understand. So, guys, Russian is managing it alongside. So, guys, alongside with the Burkina Faso government. So, Russian is bringing 80% of the money, and Burkina Faso is bringing 20% of the money for this nuclear plant. And mind you, Russian is actually also bringing all their equipment, their experts, their engineers that will be working on this nuclear plant. All their expert will be there, and all the material belongs to Russia. And understand, they say for the past for the past 2005, Burkina Faso has not extract uranium. And mind you, uranium will be used as a fuel for this to run this power plant. So it's going to be provided by Russia. The uranium will be provided by Russia to be able to run this power plant. So guys, I just want you to take a look. Is it a good deal? Because most all everything is almost Russia. Imagine 80% of the money, the raw materials, and their expert will be used to be able to work on this power plant. So 20% will be coming from Burkina Faso. So mind you, Russia will be managing this power plant for goods 20 years before they will hand over to Burkina Faso, train them how to maintain it and repair it in case it got spoiled. So my question to you, did you think this is another big win for Burkina Faso? Because if you want to take a look in the most of the west, let's take a look in the whole west of Africa. Which country that you can guarantee that they has 24-hour constant electricity? I mean electricity that is in the western world that does not trip off. Even though you want to trip off, they will announce. So this is the deal. So we see this is a big win for Burkina Faso, because in the history of Sahel region, you have seen that Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, these are the poorest. We are attacking them as a poorest country. Just a period of 2 months, I mean 2 years plus, we see a rapid transformation. So guys, I just want you to drop your own opinion. Did you think this was a big win for Burkina Faso, or is it a good deal? Please drop your comment and do well to encourage me to like, share, and subscribe that Burkina Faso has signed a nuclear power deal for 24 hours. That is a big win. 24 hours electrical supply in Burkina Faso, and a lot more that this nuclear power will serve in their medical sector, in their research, a lot. And a lot of country would like to go to Burkina Faso to do business because of their constant electricity. And this thing will bring a lot of investors and more business to Burkina Faso. Thank you, guys. Including me, I will fly down there to do a business because where there is constant electricity, you can always do business and succeed. So, guys, thank you.